Hello, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. So today we are going to be looking at what is coming up next in love, especially this is geared toward singles. So if you are single, let's see what is coming up next in your love life. We are going to start off with pile 1 with this snowflake obsidian heart, pile 2 with the green aventurine, and pile 3 with Tiger's Eye. And with that said, let's jump right into it. My snowflake obsidian pile. What is coming in to your love life? Okay, what is coming up next? Okay, pile 1. What is coming up next? What do you need to know about this person? Okay, so the first message is we have Queen of Pentacles mixed with the Queen of Swords in reverse. So one thing that I feel like is necessary for you at this point of time is to definitely focus on remaining open to new love entering your life, because at times you might be a little bit standoffish toward love, or you might be a little bit guarded, let's say, when it comes to love. And by a little, I mean a lot. Okay, so there might be times where you're guarded, you might, you just don't seem open to love. It might be something that in the past has been particularly traumatizing or heartbreaking for you, and there's a need for you to remain open to the new opportunities within love that are coming your way. Okay, because again, right now you might be a bit guarded, you might be a bit standoffish, but you might also be a little bit bitter and resentful of what you have gone through in the past, and that's definitely something that you're going to want to place some focus on healing from. The Queen of Pentacles, though, is beautiful because that does indicate to me that you are feeling, there is a part of you that feels worthy of love, but that part of you that feels very worthy for love and has high self-worth and really values yourself is also met with this skeptical Queen of Swords in reverse energy. And that's another thing, you know, that at times you might be, that might be part of the reason why you're guarded or you're standoffish, is because you're a little bit skeptical of people who come into your life, or even just a little bit skeptical of love. And then the next card to jump out is the Lovers. And there is definitely a need for you to drop the skepticism or the cynicism. There's a need for you to let your guard down. I would especially work with your heart chakra at this point in time, to allow for you to remain open to love, for meaningful experiences in love, to allow for you to remain open to giving and to receiving love of a higher vibration, and so on and so forth, because true love for pile 1 is seemingly coming into your life. And right now, there is still this resentment, this bitterness, this skepticism, this cynicism, this guardedness that needs to be dealt with in order to allow that love to come through. Okay? Now I want to just get a little bit more into who this person is. But first, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse to me can indicate on your end, you might not be looking for love. Like, you might not be looking for love, and again, you might not be allowing yourself to be open to love. And at this point in time, there is this very strong need for you to remain open to love, because again, it is seemingly right around the corner. You know, or even perhaps for some people, it could be right in front of you, and you're just very guarded, and you're you know, blocking it from moving forward. We have the Fool jumping out next. This indicates a new beginning. In this case, of what's coming next into your love life, it would be a new beginning in love. So to me, something that could also be going on here is that you might be kind of waiting or trying to manifest a specific person and coming back for you. But meanwhile, this is a completely new beginning in love for you. Okay? So there's definitely a need for you to begin to, again, open yourself up to other meaningful connections within your love life. If this does have to do with somebody specific coming back, you're being urged to remain open for new experiences in love with people that might be completely new to you in regard to your love life. You're being urged to put yourself out there, even in regard to your love life, in whatever way you feel comfortable and safe. Okay, too many cards. And then we have the Well. Okay, so I feel like with everything that's come out so far, this is a good place to end it. I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well. But there is true love, fulfilling love, healthy love on its way to you. Okay, and again, for some of you, it might be right in front of your face right now, but there's this focus perhaps on somebody else that is more so specific, and you're not open to. It does seem like to me there's this energy of waiting around. That might also be where there's some skepticism and some cynicism, is that you might be waiting for someone to come back to you. Maybe they said they would. Maybe the two of you took a break in order to figure out your own lives, and now it's that break is reaching its expiration point, and you're being urged not to wait around any longer. If you've been trying to manifest a specific person back, you're being urged to stop. For lack of a better way of putting it, you're being urged to stop because you are blocking out other meaningful connections from entering your life. And this connection that is really, really, really close to happening. This connection that is, and that's another thing too. I want to try to pull a card actually before I move on, just to see a little bit of a timeline. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man to me can indicate that the timeline in this really is dependent upon you. Okay, and what it's dependent upon is you focusing on your own healing when it comes to you allowing yourself to open up to other meaningful connections in your love life. Okay, so even if you're not waiting around for somebody, that's where it dips back into the skepticism, or even perhaps the bitterness and the holding on to trauma, really, and beginning to heal from it. That's something that needs to begin to occur here, because your love life is on a pause because you might feel stuck either in that trauma, in that skepticism, in that cynicism. You might feel stuck waiting around for somebody. And you might just feel stuck because you're, very guarded and you don't want to allow anyone in. And that stuckness, that stuck energy, that stagnant energy, that energy where you're confining yourself, there's a need for you to realize that you're really only as stuck in your love life as you are making yourself feel. Okay, that you're not stuck. Okay, let me see if I can get one more card just in regard to a time frame. Okay, we have two cards. Let me put one back because I just want to pull one card. There we go. We have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the quickest moving tarot card. The Ace of Wands literally means within one day. I don't think it's going to be within one day, okay? I think that's a little too soon. However, it's a little too soon for all the self-healing work. But what this can indicate to me is that once you start doing that healing work, once you stop, let's say, waiting around for this other person, once you begin to work on whatever guardedness is existing, whatever skepticism, once you begin to heal from whatever trauma you have accrued in regard to your love life, you are going to very quickly be moving forward toward this new romantic connection that is actually very fulfilling, very healthy, very loving, and so on and so forth. And again, it's being indicated that this is somebody completely new to you in regard to your love life. Okay, so really, pile one, this is good news. This is good news, maybe bad news if you were really hoping to reconcile with someone, but if you're not trying to manifest a specific person, and if you're not really hoping for someone to come back and waiting around for someone to come back, this is really good news, because this shows that you are moving on and moving upward, and you are really beginning to open yourself up, or going to begin to open yourself up. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards out here. We have one jumping away. We have Cupid's arrow. Okay, Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Okay. Again, really reaffirming what came out during the tarot portion. Okay, let me try to get one card at a time. But we have Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming. We also have the camera card, which is indicative of learning from the past. Learning from the past and making new memories. So again, you have perhaps learned from the past. You might have even felt like, especially if this is resonating for people who are trying to either manifest a specific person, or you feel like you're waiting around for a specific person, that skepticism and that cynicism in regard to your love life could be stemming from this waiting energy that you now feel stuck in. And once you begin to move forward from that waiting energy, once you begin to see that that waiting energy was not serving you, and perhaps never did, once you begin to see that that waiting energy is really causing a disservice to yourself because you're missing out on other meaningful experiences in love, that is how quickly new love is going to come in. A new love that is healthier, more fulfilling, and really much more like supportive and reciprocated than perhaps you have experienced in the past. Because that's another thing with this, with whatever's coming in for you, or whoever's coming in for you rather, this person's more pure, let's say, than you've dealt with in the past. This person's more pure, this person's more communicative, they're healthier, and then we get the relational abuse card as I'm speaking on that. You know, that this person in general isn't somebody that's looking to hurt you. This person isn't somebody that's looking to allow for you to relive past trauma. This is somebody that's really going to help for you to see that not all relationships and not all love relationships are the same. So of course, relational abuse might not resonate for everyone, but I feel like people who resonated with the Queen of Swords, especially when it comes to trauma, when it comes to some bitterness or some resentment in regard to your love life, even when it comes to some of that skepticism and that cynicism. You might have had to deal with certain types of abuse in the past, and now it has really skewed your opinion on love as a whole. Okay, what are you? We have the Graduate. Okay, the Graduate indicating a new life phase or stage in a relationship. Someone has grown, healed, and evolved. And I feel like that's exactly what is going on here. That not necessarily you were the abusive one, of course, but that you got out of that situation, you've now moved on, if that part of this resonates, you know, for you. And please, as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. But you've grown, you've healed, you've evolved, you've moved forward. Okay, and you're now ready. You yourself are moving forward into this place of being ready for a serious, committed relationship, for a fulfilling and healthy, committed relationship. Okay? And that is going to especially begin to come to fruition, again, once you begin to focus on that healing work that you need to do. Let's see if we can get one more card. Of course, he falls. Okay, and we have the Book card. Okay, again, this to me is indicative of moving forward from past trauma. It's also indicative of perhaps moving yourself out of this waiting energy. Okay, so if you have been waiting around for somebody, it's time to move on and to move forward. Create your own closure from that situation. Okay, because you are about to receive what you need, deserve, and desire in regard to a romantic connection from this new person who's coming in. Okay? Another thing as well, when it comes to if there's like past trauma that you're working toward, this is all about moving on and healing from it. Okay, beginning to heal from that past trauma. Okay, I'm thinking one last thing that I want to do, especially because it is being so heavily indicated that there's somebody new coming in. Let me actually reshuffle the tarot cards. I want to see like zodiac signs for some type of confirmation for you of who could be coming in. Because it's very, very clear that somebody is coming into your love life. But of course, that's going to take place after you begin to do the healing work. And as we can see in regard to a time frame, that Hanged Man, along with the Ace of Wands, is highly indicative of once you begin to see that you're only as stuck in your love life as you're beginning to make that you're only as stuck in your love life as you make yourself feel. And once you begin to work through past trauma, once you begin to get yourself out of that waiting energy, that there's somebody actually coming through rather quickly for you. Okay, so focus on your own healing. Focus on meditative work, Reiki, okay, self-love, self-care. Oop, too many flipping cards. What is the zodiac sign? So we have earth signs. We have the King of Pentacles representing Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. So that would be Sun, Moon, Rising, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, too many cards jumped out. Let me see if I can get anything else. 10 of Pentacles, again. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Earth signs coming through again here. Oh my goodness. We have Leo. And we also have water signs. But we have Virgo again. We have Virgo again. I just want to try to determine what water sign, or if you will be looking for earth signs again. Let's see, I'm trying to get a major arcana card. The devil actually just showed his head, so that's a Capricorn card. But let's see. So far it's a lot of earth and a lot of water. Okay, we also have Leo and another earth. So I'm just going to stick with that. I was trying to see, because the first card to jump out was Two of Cups in reverse. So to see that card in reverse, I was thinking maybe the water signs, it was like lower energy, meaning that maybe it was only Scorpio or only Pisces. But it seems to be all water, because we have Nine of Cups, we have Two of Cups, we have Queen of Cups, all jumping out to represent water. So that would be Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, and Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn jumping out very heavily. We also have the Strength card jumping out to represent Leo. Okay, and then the Virgo was mentioned a lot. The devil also showed his head, which would indicate Capricorn. Okay, so I hope that this reading helped. I hope that I was able to give you some clarity and some insight into what is coming into your love life. Thank you so much, Pile 1, for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 2, my green aventurine pile. So let's see what is coming next for you in love, my singles. Let's see what is going on in your love life. What do you need to know about your love life? And most importantly, what or who is coming into it? Okay, what is next in love for you, Pile 2? Oh. Have an immediate card drop. Okay, we have Two of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. That to me can indicate right now that you might be heavily focusing on your career. Love might be something that you have placed on the back burner. However, at the same time, I also feel like you have been really focusing on your self-worth and on strengthening your self-worth. I also feel like now, even more so perhaps than in the past, you are even more open or more adaptable, flexible, let's say, when it comes to love, because that's a huge flexibility and adaptability. It's a huge message that comes through with the Two of Pentacles. What that's meaning to me is that you don't necessarily care about materialistic or superficial things regarding your partner. You're looking for a partner more so based on their core values and their life goals. And you're hoping for similar core values and life goals when it comes to finding your person. Okay? I also feel like in general it could be an indication that that you are focusing very much so on your work life, and in regards to your love life, your work life would of course be an external circumstance, which is being brought through by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You might also at this point in time feel like you're a little bit too busy for love, but there is the Knight of Cups, which indicates a romantic gesture, indicating similarly to pile, not like the readings are similar, but similarly to pile one, there is somebody coming into your love life. So there's a need for you to remain open and to remain flexible, especially when it comes to time, effort, and energy. Okay, there's somebody coming in, Knight of Cups, coming into your love life, somebody who wants to be with you, somebody that's going to ask you out on a date. Maybe you're doing online dating. Maybe that's also an external circumstance. You're not really meeting this person, as in this person's not really part of your inner world yet. This is somebody that's coming in from the outside. That's another aspect of that as well. I also feel like in general you might be the Wheel of Fortune, kind of a basic unlucky in love. There's been times where you have been unlucky in love, so you were kind of like, fuck it, I'm going to focus on work then. And you did. You focused on work, you focused on yourself, on self-love, on rebuilding your self-worth. And you also started to look for different things within your love life as well. Going back to that initial message, that there's flexibility and adaptability when it comes to your type. You don't really have a type anymore. You're searching for somebody who is going to give you a healthy relationship, a fulfilling relationship, and so on and so forth. And even in that regard, maybe you've been unlucky so far. Maybe you haven't met somebody who shares similar core values or similar life goals. I also feel like in general, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is indicative of you not meet, this person's not in your sphere right now. This is somebody that you're going to meet. Okay, it's not really somebody that you already know. And lastly, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is again indicating this might take you away a little bit, or making sure that you can make time away when it comes to this person that's coming in. You know, you don't always want to be giving excuses that you're bit, or like this is another thing to you, even when it comes to, let's say, the universe. You don't always want to be giving out this energy of, I'm too busy for a relationship, I'm too busy, I've got too much going on in my life, and then you desperately are asking for, calling out for a life partner. You know, like if you're trying to manifest a life partner, if you're trying to manifest a romantic relationship, if you're constantly saying, well, I'm too busy for that, or if you're constantly making excuses and so on and so forth about either why you're not putting yourself out there, why you're saying no to people that you're interested in, and so on and so forth, there might be a need to reevaluate that. But there's somebody coming in with that Knight of Cups. Let's see what's going on when it comes to this connection of what's next in your love life. We have the Two of Cups. This would indicate to me a very fulfilling, very long-term and healthy relationship partner coming into your life. And I do feel like that's once you begin to open yourself up a little more. The Sun in reverse just showed its head. Once you begin to open yourself up a little bit more, which the Sun in reverse can indicate a lack of openness. So once you begin to open yourself up a little bit more, once you begin to put yourself out there with this Strength card, love is going to be coming forward. So right now there might be a need, especially if this is something that you really truly want. If you're totally satisfied right now in your singlehood and you want to focus on your career, then love can wait. But you can at the same time, and this is maybe for a select few, and I'm sorry if this sounds harsh or hurtful, I'm only trying to be as honest and as accurate as I possibly can as I deliver these messages, but you can't be so focused on your work life and only want to focus on your work life, but then also be very miserable or upset and be hard on yourself about not having a partner. You can't have it both ways. However, if you are ready, if you feel like you do have, let's say, some flexibility in your schedule to add in a healthy, loving, luxurious, long-term romantic relationship, then it's time for you to begin to put yourself out there, and putting yourself out there in whatever way you feel comfortable and safe. If that's online dating, if that is meeting people through friends, if that's meeting someone at work, and so on and so forth. It's time for you to begin to build up that confidence you need to build. It's time for you to, again, not to sound harsh or hurtful, it's time for you to stop making excuses. If this is something that you really want right now for yourself, it's time for you to put yourself out there. Okay? Now, what I want to do as well is let's get some type of time frame. Okay? Let's get some type of time frame when it comes to this. We have the Knight of Pentacles. To me, the Knight of Pentacles is more so indicating to me that this has been a long time coming. The Pentacles cards can also indicate Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus season. Virgo's the next one that's coming up. I really feel like it's all about how ready you are to initiate or to begin or to put yourself out there for a romantic relationship or a romantic partner to come into your life. Again, I feel like the long time coming message could be that perhaps you have been single for a little bit of time now. Perhaps you have been single, perhaps you have been working on work, and focusing on your career more so than anything else. Okay, we have the King of Swords. King of Swords, I'm pretty sure, is indicative of Capricorn season. And then we have the Empress coming out with Virgo again. So there's obviously some energy surrounding these earth signs. At the end, I'm going to pull for Oracle. I'm going to pull for zodiac signs to get some confirmation on zodiac signs. But I would say Capricorn season is represented the most here, but maybe something significant will happen either for this new connection in Virgo season. You might meet this person in Virgo season and then begin dating them in Capricorn season, that sort of thing. Okay? But again, this is coming in pretty quickly. Pretty quickly once you start to put yourself out there to allow for it to happen. Once you begin to open yourself up to allow for it to happen. Okay, and now let's get some oracle cards. And we have the Soulmates card. The Soulmates card, again, can be indicative of like what similarly as to what came out during the Two of Cups, even to see the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups, that this is a romantic gesture that is leading you into this fulfilling, loving, romantic relationship. Okay, this is leading you into somebody that you really have a strong soul connection with, somebody that, again, you share similar life goals and similar core values. We also have the trigger card that jumped out first. When I saw the Soulmates card, I got a little giddy. The trigger card can indicate avoiding decisions based on fleeting emotions. And I feel like that could honestly be indicating a little bit of what came through with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That at times you do make excuses, at times you perhaps start to think one way and then feel another, or feel one way and then think another way, especially when it comes to what you want to focus on. Again, if you're completely happy, totally fine, and want to remain single for the near future and just focus on your career, then there's a need for you to not then revert back into, or there's a need for you to not revert back into that period or that emotion of, or even stage of you wishing for and hoping for and cursing the universe for not having a romantic partner. I also feel like the trigger card in general is basically indicative of you at times being triggered by what is going on around you even. You know, maybe certain friends or family members are getting married, they're getting engaged. Maybe that is something that's making you really think, oh wow, I really need a life partner. Oh wow. And then speaking to yourself very negatively, you know, like, wow, I'm so unlucky in love. I'm a piece of shit. I'm not going to find someone. You know, the full gamut of what it is that we could be telling ourselves. And there are certain things that trigger you. And if you are truly happy, let's say only focusing on your work life, only focusing on excelling within your career, then it's time for you to observe those triggers of, like in that case, seeing somebody else in a relationship or seeing somebody else get engaged or married or have kids and so on and so forth. You know, if those things are starting to trigger you, then it might be time to reevaluate your stance on love. That it might be time for you to, again, put yourself out there and open yourself up for love. But you can't have it both ways, basically, is one of the main gists that keeps coming through here. You can't both be, you know, you can't be saying, I don't want love, I don't need love, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of the night, or when you see a rom-com, be going, oh wow, I really wish I had that. Maybe I do need love. There's this lack of consistency, let's say. And take it as it resonates, because you could be thinking totally different things, or it might resonate with you, but not exactly the way in which I'm saying it. But that's the like message I keep getting from this, is you can't have it both ways. You can't be wishing for love and trying to manifest love while also feeling that you are unworthy or unlucky in love or of love. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense. Okay, now I'm just going to switch piles because this one's not giving us any more cards. But let's see, any more messages to come through from the Oracle deck. Oh, we also have patterns. Okay, change subconscious patterns. Be aware of your own dating patterns and stop what doesn't work. And I'm telling you right now that negative self-talk that keeps coming through with the Wheel of Fortune, what I just went on and rambled about for 5 minutes, that's a negative pattern that needs to be stopped. Okay? And then we have gratuity. Even in regard to your love life, really needing to focus on having a more so abundance mindset, having a more so open mindset, allowing for love to come into your life, okay? Cultivating that abundance mindset, vibrating at a higher frequency, okay? Cultivating a more so positive mindset and being able to attract what it is that you want within your love life versus continually, you know, cursing or feeling like it's not going to come. But overall, there is a need to stop either making excuses, or there's a need for you to really begin to eliminate that pattern that you might have of being triggered when you see that. Again, that's just what keeps coming through here. That it's like you either see or you experience, like you go to a wedding and you begin to really wish and pray and hope that you are going to meet your life partner soon, but then you might immediately revert back into that attitude of, I don't need love, I only need myself, I'm only focusing on my career, and so on and so forth. There is this very, very strong message of you can't have it both ways. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense in one way or another. Since there is love coming through, oh, before I shuffle, actually, since there is love coming through, let me put all the tarot cards back just to try to get some zodiac signs. Okay, we did have, for as far as a time frame, it was very, you know, this has been a long time coming. And there's also focusing on Virgo and Capricorn season. Okay. But let's see as far as zodiac signs of your person. And we're looking Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs when it comes to this person coming through. Okay, what is their zodiac sign for pile 2? Okay, we again get, we have Page of Pentacles, we have Judgment, we have Virgo, we have Capricorn, and we have Taurus. We have Ace of Swords bringing up the air signs. Okay, bringing up Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Ace of Pentacles, again, bringing up the earth signs. So we have a lot of earth and a lot of air coming through here. And we have Page of Swords, again, representing air signs. We have the Hierophant just showed his head, representing Taurus. So it really does seem to be earth and air. Okay. And lastly, we have the Lovers, which would also signify Gemini, coming through as a major arcana card. So we have Taurus, we have Gemini, we also have Aquarius and Libra, and we have Capricorn and Virgo jumping out again. So all the earth, all the air signs jumping out for pile 2. That would be their sun, moon, rising, and or Venus signs. So thank you so much, pile 2, my green aventurine pile, for joining me here. I hope that I was able to give you some insight and some clarity in regard to your love life and what is coming up next. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, pile 3, my tiger's eye pile. So let's see what is coming up in your love life, okay? Who is coming into your love life? What is coming next into your love life? Who is coming next into your love life? Okay, let's see what is coming up for you. Okay, I especially want to see what is next for you, pile 3. Okay, we start out with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can indicate to me that as far as what is next, expect delays. Okay, that there might be some delays when it comes to your love life. You might already feel like there's delays, but I feel like the delays might continue to occur here. And overall, the vibe that I get from that immediately is that there's a delay in a significant partner coming forward. I feel like there could be a delay in you even putting yourself out there. Sorry if you can hear my dog hacking in the background. But the Strength card in reverse can indicate that there might be a lack of confidence or a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-worth currently taking place right now. Okay, and I do feel like that could be stemming from not only the delays within your love life, but also what you've dealt with in your love life. When it comes to people who play mind games, there might be even somebody that really particularly hurt you. And I do feel like that hurt might have been somewhat recent for you, although it doesn't have to be. But the Page of Swords can also be indicative of players. It can be indicative of mind games, that sort of thing, sending mixed signals. And I feel like in a sense that kind of ruined your confidence, especially when it comes to mixed signals. We have the Star in reverse that can indicate to me that there's just a lot of negativity surrounding your love life, or you might feel, you might yourself feel rather negatively about love. You might feel rather negatively or kind of like there's this cloud cast upon you when it comes to love. So that can indicate you feeling not just like you're unlucky in love, but also feeling rather hopeless, feeling like there's a lot of despair that has occurred perhaps within your love life. There's been a lot of heartbreak, but it also feels like to me there's a lot of not just negativity that's already happened or has happened within your love life, but also that you have a very negative viewpoint on love. Okay? And as always, please take this as it resonates. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. But that is what's coming through here, is that there's delays. There's been delays. That's something that has killed your confidence. There's been negative relationships, or even, abusive or betrayals within past romantic relationships that have also killed your confidence, and that has left you feeling rather hopeless, rather negative about love in general. Your thoughts surrounding love definitely skew negative. And what's coming up next, or what it is that you need to be focusing on, is clarity with the Ace of Swords. Okay? There's a need for you to focus on your confidence. There's a need for you to focus on, what your own potential is, even when it comes to your love life. There's a need for you to focus on healing and moving forward. There's a need for you to also focus on new beginnings. There's a lot of feeling stuck or trapped in the past, and that could be feeling stuck on a person and what it is that they've done to you. It could be feeling, just stuck on a person in general, or it could be this feeling of being stuck in the pain or the heartbreak that you've experienced in the past, which is why it is time for you to focus on new beginnings. New beginnings within love, but especially new beginnings within self-love for yourself, because it's time to pull yourself out of this negativity. It's time to focus on your self-worth, focus on self-love and self-care, focus on, cultivating a more so positive mindset, okay, especially surrounding your love life. We have the Justice card in reverse, which again can indicate to me two things. First of all, you have been treated unfairly in the past. Okay, you've been treated unfairly by romantic interests. You've been treated unfairly by people that you were in romantic relationships with. This to me can be signifying mixed signals. It can be signifying betrayals. It can also to me be indicating that you're not learning from the past. You're getting stuck in the past right now. To see the Ace of Swords and the Justice card in reverse, that especially breaks my heart a little bit, because I just feel this indication of, with the Ace of Swords, you doing everything that you could, or you doing everything right. Whether it was in one connection or several connections, and you just continually getting, nothing back in return, or being treated poorly back in return. That you really at times put your heart and your soul into these connections, and you were not being treated fairly. You were not being treated right at all. Okay, you also perhaps had to deal with a lot of dishonesty. Again, whether that's coming from love interests sending you mixed signals, or that's coming from people who you were in a relationship with you lying to you or betraying you in some way. We then have the Temperance card jumping out next. Okay, and to me the Temperance card is really signifying the need for you to come back into balance and to come back into alignment. At this point in time, what's next for you in love is pulling yourself out of the past. Okay, beginning to release yourself from this past energy. Even here, beginning to release yourself from this past energy. It's time for you to look at what occurred in the past as a learned lesson and move forward from it, because you are just continuously, or at least what's coming through here is there's just this very stuck feeling, almost as if, like, let's say even if this trauma occurred 5 years ago, there's times where the wound is still very fresh. There's times where you have a lack of clarity surrounding what occurred in the past. There's times where you have a lack of clarity, even let's say of what's going on in your present, or what it is that you could be doing for yourself in the present, because you're so focused on the past. Okay? So there's definitely a need for you to focus on self-healing. There's a need for you to focus on meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, therapy, Reiki. Okay? And there's a need for you to not fight yourself on it with that Five of Wands. There's a lot of internal conflict taking place, and I feel like this internal conflict stems from past conflict that you've had. Okay? That you are just stuck on it. You're stuck on it. There's not even, for some of you maybe even, because I don't want to say it's for everybody, but for some of you, you didn't, and it's weird to say it this way, but I just keep getting this message of you didn't learn from the past. You didn't learn from the past because you're still stuck in it. You're still reliving it. You're still, like, let's say, reliving that same trauma. You're still heartbroken, or there's still parts of you that are. Okay, and there's a need for you to really begin to buckle down when it comes to self-healing work, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to self-compassion even. To stop fighting yourself on this. Because at this point in time, I'm going to actually keep all of these cards. And I just saw the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. At this point of time, there's a failure to act, and that failure to act is you're failing to act when it comes to healing yourself. You're failing to act when it comes to, bettering yourself and pulling yourself out of this mindset. Okay? And that what's next in love is you halting this fighting yourself. It's not acting anymore. This is you putting into action what it is that you can do for yourself to stop being so focused, or to stop clinging on to, and to stop reliving this past that is really in a lot of ways torturing you in one way or another. It's time for you to begin to focus on your self-worth. It's time for you to begin to focus on self-love and self-care especially. Okay, it's time for you to begin to also cultivate a more so abundance mindset. Because let's just say, or I'll just use an example again, if it doesn't resonate with you, hopefully there's some way that you can make it resonate to your situation. But one major thing that I feel like is coming out here, especially with the world, is just because this relationship fell to shit, just because this relationship was fucked up, just because this relationship was traumatizing or even abusive, just because this one relationship did not work out, even if it's just as simple, it did not work out and you always thought it was going to with this person. There's a need for you to focus on and to have gratitude for all that it is that you do have in your life, all of the people that you still have in your life. Okay, just because there's the pain from this one person, and it might be several, but it feels like the message that this is meant for, whoever this is going to resonate for, I don't care if it's just for one person, but there really is a strong need for you to realize, whether it's one person or whether it's many, that just because this did not work out does not mean that you do not have so much else left in your life to be grateful for, because you do. Okay, there's so much for you to be grateful for within your life. So many people for you to be grateful for within your life. And as I'm saying that, the Tower in reverse jumped out. Basically just reiterating, I'm kind of loving this today. I'm on my third pile of my third reading since I filmed them all in one day. And all day today, as I am speaking on something, the cards start falling out. Again, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not meant for you. And again, I don't care if it resonates for one or if it resonates for many, I'm still going to say it, okay? You're still going to be stuck with me rambling on about this. But we have the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse is reiterating exactly what I was just saying. This relationship, this connection did not work out. It fell to shit, okay? It crumbled like the tower. Anything that was keeping the two of you together was just delaying the inevitability of this relationship breaking up or not working out to begin with. Okay? There was betrayals. You were not treated fairly. You were treated quite poorly within this connection. You weren't being given what it was that you want, need, deserve, and desire in order to feel fulfilled and to feel as though you are in a healthy, loving, supportive relationship. Okay? What could be going on here, and maybe even part of this clinging to the past, is because of some codependency that was occurring or existed when you were in this relationship or this connection with this person. Okay? But, and I also, another thing, another disclaimer, anything that I'm saying right now has already happened and you'd already be aware of it. So if it doesn't resonate with you that this person betrayed you, then that part of the message is just simply not meant for you. But if it does resonate, then you know that it is meant for you, because you would already know this information. It's not something new that I'm putting out here on the table. But you definitely need to begin to recognize what it is that you do have in your life and what it is that you are grateful for that you have right now. The people in your life, the things that you have in your life, the accomplishments you have, the achievements that you have made, okay? It's time to start living in the present, and it's time to stop clinging to the past. because what you're clinging to from the past is something that was inevitably going to end anyway. Okay, it's something that did not serve you, this relationship or this connection. It did not serve you. You were not treated fairly. You were not treated right by any means. This person continued to hurt you. There's definitely some codependency going on here. There's also some trauma. There's not some trauma. I feel like for some of us, there's a lot of trauma that occurred. And it's time for you to begin to clean those wounds, to bandage those wounds, and to move on. Especially focus on the heart chakra, focus on meditative work that deals with the heart chakra. Okay, but it's time for you to, God damn, today I am telling you, finishing my freaking sentence, 10 of Wands jumped out as I was about to say it's time for you to stop clinging on to or holding on to this burden, okay? It's time for you to let it go. And I know that is much easier said than done, which is why there needs to be a huge focus coming up next on your love life. Your next focus on your love life or in your love life needs to be yourself, and it needs to be self-love. It needs to be healing from what this was so that you do not take and drag this baggage with you into your next relationships. Because if you don't take the time to begin to heal from it, and if you never heal from it, this is something that's going to continue to plague you throughout time. Is this negativity, this trauma at times, something triggering you in this, something triggering this trauma into feeling like an open wound again. Okay, it's absolutely necessary. Meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, therapy, Reiki, meditation, introspection, self-love, and self-care are so necessary for you right now. Okay, it's time for you to nurture yourself. It's time for you to parent yourself. It's time for you to treat yourself with self-compassion and self-forgiveness right now, starting today. Okay? This is absolutely something that needs to be focused on right away. And in regard to your love life, that is what is coming up next. Okay? So, thank you, Pile 3, for sticking with me. We're still going to pull some oracle cards right now, but thank you for sticking with me, because it's not self-indulgence, okay? Self-indulgence, focus on yourself, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation, okay? It's time to focus on yourself, okay? I'm sorry, it's not what everybody wants to hear. It's, there isn't somebody coming in right now, and that's because the focus needs to be on yourself. Okay, then we have, oh my goodness. We basically have, I'm going to honestly throw these all back into the deck because I got 4 cards. We have this card that says, it takes time to get to know someone, take a chance, switch up your type, which might be something going forward that you need to do. You might want to, rather than manifest for something superficially or materialistically, you'd want to start searching for people that have similar life values, similar life goals, or similar core values. We have the Siren, which can be indicating somebody that's vindictive, somebody that's a liar, somebody that's mysterious, somebody that's only looking for sex even. We have the Cheater story, speaking of past betrayals, and we also have the Shy card, indicating second guessing. And to me, that's something that might have been significant for some of you. That this person, maybe you felt like second best to them, or like they prioritized other things over you, so you kept feeling like you were second best in whatever else was in their life. That can also, to me, be indicating that you were always second guessing how this person felt about you because they were sending you mixed signals. We have the Try Me card. Not in the mood, the answer is no, pissed off. Things need to change, okay? That's the most important part of this card. Things need to change, okay? It's time for you also maybe to get out of this fed up energy. Maybe part of you, even with this 5 of Wands, part of you is still really pissed off, okay? It's not just hurt and heartbreak. Maybe part of you is really fucking angry that this person fucked with your heart like they did. Maybe it makes you really angry at times that this person and what they did, even if it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, still has a hold over you, because there's time where that trauma still feels like an open wound. And you're pissed off about it, rightfully so. But that is why things need to change. And what needs to change is there needs to be a focus on yourself, on self-love, and on self-care. Okay? Girl with a snake. This brings up, enabling. It brings up feeling charmed or being charmed and feeling used. It brings up boundaries. Okay, and I feel like right now, the most important, well, first of all, I feel like this card is just bringing up more so, again, past energy. But right now, it's time for you to focus on healing from that, to focus on healing from situations or relationships that you have been on where you felt like your boundaries were stomped over, where you felt like you were being used. And what are you? We have sleep on it. Okay, get some rest. Get some rest. You need a break. Call it a day. And I feel like maybe that's important and I feel like maybe the needing a break is important for people who are still trying to date or are still trying to put themselves out there, and you're not really meeting the type of person that you want to be meeting. You're not really meeting, let's say, the type of guy or gal that you feel like is going to bring you a healthy, supportive, loving, fulfilling relationship. Maybe you keep meeting the same type of people. And I feel like that's what the need a break card is also referencing. That it's time to take a break, let's say, from dating, and it's time to solely focus on yourself. Okay, and we have the Y card. And the Y card brings up focus on the solution rather than the problem. And I feel like this is directly reiterating one of the first messages that started to come through, which is that you might be focusing on the past. You might be clinging to the past. There might have been some codependency with this person. You might be focusing on the trauma and the pain and the heartbreak, and how horrible you feel or how shitty you feel. You might be focusing on how angry you feel. You might be focusing on how, angry you are toward this person, but you're not focusing on the solution. You're not focusing on the self-healing. You're not focusing on the lessons you learned. You're only focusing on the pain and the negativity. Okay, you're failing to act again when it comes to focusing on the solutions here. So what your next step is in love, or what's next for you in love, is to fully, wholly, completely commit yourself to focusing on the solutions here, to focusing on self-healing, to focusing on self-love, on self-care, meditation, introspection, therapy, and Reiki, whatever from that list sounds comfortable for you, sounds safe for you, sounds like something that you will be able to create a routine around even. It's absolutely necessary that you begin to focus on healing and on releasing yourself from this past energy that keeps haunting you. Okay, pile 3? First of all, I want to thank you, pile 3, again, if you have made it with me this far into the reading. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. I really, really hope that I was able to bring you some insight and some clarity into what is going on in your love life. I wish you all of the best when it comes to your self-healing journey. If you need any meditation recommendations, you could always reach out to me and email me. And other than that, pile 3, thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.